welcome to another fabulous episode of Brig's Beverage Reviews. I'm Brig, that's Punny. She's maybe leaving, maybe she's staying. We don't know. She's staying to hit me in the face with her tail. Okay, bye. And today, I'm gonna be drinking what I wanna try because I was at Trader Joe's, as I often am, and perusing the loose beer section, and I came across 3 Hazy IPAs, all in the nice big boy size, not your standard can. I went for it. And as a true lover of Hazy IPAs, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to try these for you guys. And, you know, maybe get a little weird because it's 3 big drinks. Full of Dynomite, Hazy IPA from Fremont Brewing, 6.8%. And this can is super freaking cute. Come on, and it matches my nails. Like, yeah, that's adorable. Accumulated knowledge from Modern Times Beer, hazy and juicy. This bad boy is 6.5%. This one is also from Modern Times Brewing, but it's Spaceways, and this is 6.7%. So they're all hazies. I'm assuming they're all going to taste fairly similar, but honestly, you never know. These are both from the same brewery, which I'm not sure I realized when I was buying them in Trader Joe's, but you know, shopping at Trader Joe's these days, shopping in general, you're like, just grab things and run. But I'm still gonna try them. Let's do it. I'm just starting with the lowest alcohol content first because it might be lighter tasting. I don't know if that really holds true with beer. It smells good though. Okay, accumulated knowledge. Simcoe, Horizon, Amarillo, Mosaic hops. I love a company that like gives you a lot of information on the can. I find that very enjoyable. I probably won't read it all to you because there's a lot actually, but this is good. Gonna go with Spaceways next. Oh, that's oh, I had a bubble in my throat. That's different. So far, this one is much more flavorful, and maybe I would say the flavor profile is more complex. So there's more different flavors. Not saying that this one is bland. This one definitely has more like, oh, you get hints of and hints of well, this one is like, ooh, just more crisp. Duh. Wow, this is really high quality. This one is fruitier. It's lighter, crisper, and this one just sits heavier on your tongue because of that complex flavor profile. You get more of the pine taste. All right, let's see what Mr. Adorable Can has going for us. I honestly have no idea where Modern Times is from. This beer is vegan. What? Is there beer that's not vegan? Actually, well, I did just see, I haven't watched the video yet, but I did just see a video of some brewers that were using like squid or octopus. I'm not sure if they're using the actual bodies of the sea creatures or how they were actually making the beer. I will watch that and then I will link it so other people can see it because that sounds really fascinating. And talk about unique. But that beer probably is not vegan if they're using sea creatures in their beer. I digress. Fremont. Oh, that's really good. Oh, whoa. Huh. This one is much wheatier. Or maybe it's the yeast, maybe more yeasty, because right off the, like that first sip I was like, oh, very delicious. And then the aftertaste is like, oh, I taste bread, like a lot of bread. It tastes like bread, which is kind of to be expected with beer, except not typically for IPAs. They're not normally super yeasty. But it still does have that citrusy flavor that is common in hazy IPAs. They all have kind of that citrus. This guy, the Spaceways definitely has the most citrus and is the lightest and crispest and refreshingest. I think the Fremont is my least favorite. Not saying it's bad at all. I just love a crisp, citrusy, juicy, hazy IPA. I still like this a lot. It's just I'm comparing the three, so I have to pick a favorite. Let's pour these bad boys out and see what happens. They're all actually very similarly colored, similarly hazy. Not a lot of comment there. That, to me, that's a little surprising, but I don't know, maybe I'm an idiot. The two sisters, the two friends from the same brewery are more similar than the Fremont, and I would say they also taste more similar. In the glass, it smells really good, and you get like peaches, and you get that fruity smell. It does just have that aftertaste of the yeast, and I think that's just the style. It's all very fascinating. I find beer making way more complex than I think it's often treated. You go wine tasting, and if you're at the right winery, they will talk your ear off about grapes and about the soil these grapes were grown in, and they'll show you a map of where these grapes were grown and how the farmer was feeling the day they were harvested and the weather, and there's really that in-depth heart to wine, and beer I think is starting to get there. It will never be on the same level just because I think the brewing time doesn't last as long, so it's not as like treasured, oh my precious baby, but I do find it very fascinating that we're getting to know the hop varietals now, which was never really done before, except I'm sure if you're like deep on the inside of the beer community. And I love it. I'm all for it. I love learning, like, it's this nerdy science side, and that we're all getting this cool education, and you start learning, like, what do I like what IBUs are my favorite, and what kind of hops, and where are these hops grown. Honestly, I'm very curious where these hops are grown, because a ton of good hops are grown in Washington. I know Mosaic are. I assume Simcoe. I've never heard of Horizon or Amarillo. I'm assuming Amarillo is grown down south. I'm assuming Nelson is grown in Canada, because Nelson, Canada. But I could be wrong. I'm making a lot of assumptions. I like this Fremont one, and I think if I hadn't had these other two, I would be very happy with it. If this was just a standalone, I'd be like, sweet, great. But if I'm gonna get a little sampler of these three, this would be my last choice for sure, just personally. But I'm gonna keep drinking and get back to you guys. We'll see what happens. Hello, I'm back. It is a new day. I drank the majority of these. I may have had a little bit of help, but let me tell you, 3 tall boy IPAs in one evening is kind of a lot for one person, but they were all really good. I was just drinking them, doing the dishes, eating dinner, not really paying any attention whatsoever, and yeah, next thing I knew, I was having a good time. So no complaints. All of them were really good. I still maintain the order of my favorites, but that does not mean that the Fremont wasn't good. Like, it was still great. I love drinking it. I enjoyed it very much. Local brewery, which is always great to support. I would definitely still say the Spaceways was my favorite, just the most fruity and citrusy. So if you're at Trader Joe's and you see any of them and you like a nice hazy IPA, pick them up. If you want to try them too, I would totally recommend it. Maybe don't do them all at the same time unless you have somebody to share them with though, because it's a lot drinking tall boys, especially when they're this high alcohol content, so be aware. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave comments of what you would like me to drink next. Make sure to give a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Break's Beverage Reviews so that way you're notified whenever I post a new video. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!